Hi everyone, I'm Shelley at Shivering Sands and today I'm going to teach you about Google Fonts. Let's get started. Just to put this in a bit of context, when websites were first created, there were only a handful of fonts you can use. They were the basic fonts you might be familiar with from a word processing package like Arial and Times New Roman and stuff like that. Of course those fonts still exist, but we've got a whole world of fonts called @FontFace that we can now use in our websites. In the past, you'd have had to create an image, and then if you wanted to change the text, you'd have to create a brand new image, so it would have been very time consuming. So @FontFace basically stops that kind of time consuming process. So let's just set something up and I'll show you how Google Fonts works. First of all, I'm using a free piece of software called Brackets. It's readily available online if you just Google it. If you do have Adobe Creative Suite, it's also called Adobe Code, but they're exactly the same package. So let's go File, New, and I'm going to create a new HTML5 page, and we've got the normal HTML5 structure in there. It's always good practice to stick in a title tag to show what the page is about. So we'll just say learning FontFace. Okay, and then what we'll do inside the body, so the body is the visual area, I'm just going to pop in an H1 inside there and we'll just write @FontFace like that. Okay, so first of all I'm going to save this page somewhere on my computer. I'm not too fussed where it goes, but we'll find somewhere to pop it. Put it inside there and we're going to call it index. I've already got an index in there, so I'll just replace it. Okay, nothing fancy so far, and if we just go over to Google Chrome here, and I'm just going to open that page in the browser, find where that is. There we go. At the moment we've got a standard web font, and like I say, in the past you would have kind of been stuck with those unless you created images. So when @FontFace came in with CSS3 a few years back, a whole world of excitement came in because you've suddenly got a whole load of fonts that you can use. Any font you use has to be licensed for the web, and any fonts from Google Fonts are licensed already. So let's head over to Google Fonts. So you can see it's fonts.google.com, and you're basically introduced to this interface like this. You can choose what kind of category of font you like. So is it serif, as in has it got the little flicks, or is it sans serif, as in no flicks, like you can see here with Roberto or Roboto, however you pronounce that. So what we basically first need to do is decide, well, what font do we want to use? And obviously if you're working on a project, there might be a brand font that you're already using, or you might want a font with a particular character. So for instance, if you're making, I don't know, a website about horror movies, you might want to look for a font that gives you that kind of spooky vibe. If you're going for more of an on-trend, clean and tidy website, then you might want to go for something sort of more sans serif, like something like this. So whatever it is, if we just scroll through and let's just find ourselves a nice little font. Let me think. Okay, let's choose. And you could spend hours, you can lose hours and hours of your day just looking for fonts. I love it, it's so much fun. Fonts have got personalities just like people have, really, and you really want to choose the right font to suit the personality of your website. So let's whiz down here, and I won't be overly fussy, but it's easy to get carried away. I think this one looks pretty cool. I'm going to click on it and it shows me the font like so, and if we scroll down, what I really love about Google Fonts is it shows you the font that you've selected, and then it also shows you another font that would work really well, a sort of trending popular pairing of the two fonts. So here is the font that I've chosen, and here is the font that they recommend you potentially might want to use for your paragraph. Also, if you look down here on the right hand side, it tells you how popular it is in different countries and that kind of thing. So let's say we're happy with this font. We then click this select font button, and you'll notice this little pop-up screen appears. Here it tells you that the load time for this font is fast. That's really good, we want to know that. And then it gives us a little bit of code that we can stick directly into HTML and start using. So what I'm first going to do is I'm going to copy, so I'm clicking and dragging and highlighting that. I'm going to go Edit Copy or Command and C on my Mac, and then I'm going to head back into brackets, and then in the head area of the document, so that's this bit here, I'm going to paste in that piece of code. So all this says is whiz along to the Google API and find that particular font that I want. So I'm going to save that. And then if I go back again, it also wants me to copy this code just here, this CSS code. So I'm going to copy that. And we'll go head over to here. Now normally if you're working with CSS, you put it in a separate document. Just for speed and efficiency, I'm going to pop it in the head area of the document. It works exactly the same, but ideally when you're working on a project, you would put it in a separate style sheet. But just for speed and efficiency, we're going to stick it here in the top. And I'm here just talking to the H1. So I'm saying hello H1. And then I'm going to paste in that CSS that Google Fonts has given me. So here we go, that's the CSS. And why not just change the colour of it as well, just for a bit of fun. Let's just choose a random colour thing there. And also, why not also change the font size, just so it's nice and big and in your face. So literally all we've done, to recap, we've linked to the font API that we added. Then we've we've talked to the H1, and we've said we'd like it to be this font family. If it can't find that font family for any reason, then it will just default to any sans serif font that's on the user's computer. Now, if we head back over to Google and we go to our page and we hit refresh, you can now see that font we've chosen has been activated, and it's now visual. It's a little bit dark, a little bit light there, so let's just pop in and change the colour. Let's just go for a nice orange. I seem to always choose orange. And then let's head back over, hit refresh, and there you go. So that's a Google font. If you wanted to add more fonts, if we head over to Google Font again, and we'll just close this down. So let's say we wanted to add in a paragraph of text. Let's go for an Open Sans. I'm a bit of a fan of Open Sans. Let's go inside there. And once again, let's select the font. And what it basically does is it adds, you'll notice here, it adds in a little what's known as a pipe sign and then the name of the font. So let's copy all of that again. Let's head back over to brackets, paste it over the top of what we've got there, and let's put in a paragraph of text. We'll just pop in a little bit of Lipson. Lipson is just dummy text. Okay, we'll grab a bit of that Lipson text, Lorem Ipsum text, pop that in there, and then let's talk to the paragraph, and we'll head back over to Google, and we'll copy the Open Sans font family. You could type it in yourself, but this just saves you the hassle really, just adds a bit of extra speed. There we go, and why not, while we're here, add in a little bit of, the default font size is 16, but let's go for sort of 18 pixels. And let's maybe increase the line height. I always think this looks a bit nicer for this particular font. So we'll make it unitless like that. And then let's head back over to Google Chrome and hit refresh. And there you go, you can now see we've got an Open Sans paragraph of text, and then we've got our font face for the H1 as well. I hope you enjoyed that Google Fonts tutorial. Be sure to head over to my website, shiveringsans.co.uk, where you can find my contact information. Like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter. That would be great, and more videos coming soon.